Karl Frisch, not just school board member, but ladies and gentlemen, what is it? The 35th district Democratic primary. Early voting has already begun, correct?
That's right, and it continues tonight, and election day is on Saturday.
Oh.
Very excited. You still talk to us is very exciting to me. Who knows?
Well, it is going to be close, and there's no way to know in a special election like this what's going to happen.
Right.
That's why we are doing everything we can to turn out every single voter we possibly can. People are voting on a day they've never voted, at a place they've never voted, and we've got to do everything we can to turn people out. So people have one last chance to help us get there at mooksforkarl.com, and we will see what happens on Saturday night.
Yeah. Well, we've been talking off air, Karl. It is so distressing. I don't feel like I've ever seen a more awful crop of candidates than the Republicans have this year. I mean, from puppy killing to domestic violence to paying for abortions when you're, pro-life, quote unquote, with no exceptions. I mean, I don't know how they could have come up with a more awful slate. And it just seems like we were saying in many places it's still going to be close. And I guess we've gotten so tribal but it just seems like, as we were saying, they said on Nicole Wallace, there's no bar anymore,
Right.
She was, I blame Trump. But I think that's what this was in what's the book that I shall not name. Don't buy this stupid book. Trump appeared to be ushering in a new era of behavior, real and expected from politicians, his relativism seeping into the national fabric. I said that Walker had a complicated personal history, namely accusations of assault against women. I love how that seemed to be no big deal until anyway, I don't know where we are. That worried other Republicans. He does, but do you know that it's a personal history that 10 years ago, maybe it would have been a problem? Trump said 20 years ago would have been a bigger problem. I don't think it's a problem today. Trump said, why is that, I asked. Why do you think that's changed? Because the world's changing, he said. He didn't acknowledge that it was changing because he helped change it. I mean, is the bar forever low for Republicans now?
There is no bar. Not that any of them could get under it, but they're certainly trying. And, I think that's the problem here. When Trump famously said that he could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and his people would still be with him, he wasn't just talking about himself. He was talking about the people he backs, too.
Yeah, like the Dr. Oz thing. You're just, torture and kill a bunch of puppies. I mean, it used to be like a joke. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, what would you have to do to not get elected? The Herschel Walker thing. I mean, these Republican defensive, Karl, hang on one second. It was known, Georgia Republicans knew of all these allegations, obviously. One GOP strategist said it should come as no surprise someone of Walker's background would have been spreading his seed. I don't even know what that means. It's like, months before the news broke alleging Walker paid for an abortion, top Republicans in the state, including those advising his team, warned him that the story could torpedo his campaign. The abortion issue was well known within
that the story that he says isn't true could
torpedo
his
campaign? Right? And the election issue was well known within the state even before reporters began inquiring about it. I mean, but as we were saying, I guess Dana Loesch is one of the people that said the quiet part out loud. I don't care. I don't care what he did. We just want the Senate.
Of course they don't care. This has always been about winning at any cost to them. This is how they, dropped whatever they believed before for Donald Trump and just completely adopted his, party of me mentality.
Travis says this, debate will never happen with him and Raphael Warnock. I mean, I can't imagine him showing up. But
even if he does show up, could you call it a debate?
Has any reporter asked him, you and your party think the penalty, that this is murder? Why should you not be going to prison for murder? You're the one that says that you are an accessory to murder, and anyone that is engaged in this is a murderer, right?
Well, he says he didn't do it, and
sure,
that card could be anything, that check could be anything, even if it is timed perfectly for when the procedure took place.
Yes, I willy-nilly send lots of people several $100s in cards. That's what he said. I
Which
said a lot
sounds
of people.
a lot like Trump talking about his charity.
Yep.
If you ask me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see if anybody actually comes forward and says, "Oh yeah, he helped me." But end of the day, I mean, this is already a guy who is, struggling to have even the most basic conversations with reporters and voters.
Yeah.
It's not surprising that he's having trouble talking his way through this or being honest about what happened.
But I guess
But you're right. Look at these candidates all over the country. Look at what Ron Johnson said in Wisconsin, that women can leave Wisconsin if they don't like abortion bans. So even the folks who are in office are nuts.
Yeah. Well, but this also, could you take Oregon out? I know it's very sore from it's
again.
really been in and out, but
All right.
just the wrapping yourself in God, right? And I guess this started with Trump. They were saying, like, they know what a dirtbag, an amoral, unchristian dirtbag of the highest order Donald Trump is. But they got what they wanted, 3 Supreme Court justices to take all other women's rights away, right? I mean, it's...
Right, and I actually think that Republican base voters are not so much interested in candidates wrapping themselves in God. They're actually more interested in them wrapping themselves in their orange idol.
Right.
They're more interested in people who will do what Trump does, how Trump does, than they are with anything doing with religion. Trump is their religion now.